Hello, everyone. So, while most of Silicon Valley was optimizing the scroll, one company in Austin quietly started printing homes. And maybe, just maybe, the future of civilization itself. This company, it combines everything that I care about: real world impact, advanced technology, and the courage to take housing head on. As Icon's co-founder and CEO Jason Ballard puts it, we want people from every socioeconomic background to have a decent and dignified place to live. Meanwhile, the United States faces a shortage of nearly 4 million homes. Most VC money is still flowing towards ads, eyeballs, and AI-generated side quests. But Breck to the Future is here to do something different. This is a show about builders, about solutions, and the signal buried underneath all that noise. So, what exactly is Icon? Well, let's dive in. Icon is a construction technology company based in Austin, Texas. At its core, it's a robotic 3D printer named Vulcan and a proprietary concrete mix called Lavacrete. It started in 2018 with a 350 square foot house printed in under 48 hours. This got a lot of attention. Fast forward to today, and Icon is building entire neighborhoods, and it's even working with NASA. So here's how Icon works. It's a giant gantry robot that extrudes and lays concrete layer by layer. It's kind of like piping icing onto a cake. Only this cake is hurricane resistant and can be printed in days, not months. Compared to traditional construction, Icon needs fewer workers, it completes jobs faster, and it produces less waste. The Vulcan 2, their most advanced printer, can create structures up to 3,000 square feet, which is very impressive in today's age. But unlike modern conventional builds, Icon homes can be printed from 24 hours to a few weeks. A traditional build could take 8 to 10 months on average. This isn't sci-fi. It's cement, it's steel, and software, and it's reality now. So, why does this matter? Well, the United States has a housing crisis. As of 2025, we're short nearly 3.8 million homes. And don't get us started on the permitting nightmares, right? Three out of four houses, they can't afford a medium-priced home. Permits take months, red tape stacks higher than lumber, and cities are struggling to keep up with demand. But let's talk about those permitting nightmares. San Francisco, 450 days just to get an approval. New York City, 3 to 4 months for a major alteration. And we don't know if that involves greasing someone's palm to get the job done. Chicago, 77 days on average. Now, compare this to Austin, Texas, where Icon is based. They streamlined a site plan review in under 30 days. That is how you create momentum. But this isn't just economics, it's civilization, right? Housing is at the base of the Maslow hierarchy of needs. Without shelter, you can't build stability, safety, or ambition. Increased housing is going to lead to lower crime, it's going to lead to better mental health and stronger local economies. And we're seeing this from Orange County to Philadelphia to Richmond. Housing investments are driving real social change. But Icon isn't just printing walls, they're enabling the possibilities here. So, why is Icon winning? Well, let's break down the real world impact. Let's start with Wolf Ranch. Wolf Ranch is a partnership with Lennar. It's based in Georgetown, Texas. The partnership with Lennar, which is a top three publicly traded United States home builder, has allowed them to print the Genesis collection in that town at Wolf Ranch, which has quickly become the world's largest 3D printed neighborhood. It has 8 different floor plans. They have rooftop solar. There are smart features that are built into the homes, and they are completely livable. Lennar brought a scale, it brought experience, and it brought trust. It's a huge validator of Icon's technology. Together, they're proving that this is actually ready for the mainstream. The second real world impact that Icon has is their community first village. It's the initiative to house the unhoused. In Austin, Texas, Icon has partnered with this group called Mobile Loaves and Fishes, where they have 3D printed 100 homes for formerly homeless residents. And these aren't pop-up shelters. This isn't a shanty town or a Hooverville or whatever they called it back in the day. These are 400 square foot permanent homes with real dignity for these folks. This project, it's a case study in a mission first initiative. Help the people and you're improving the product. You're doing good while learning on the job. It's an incredible opportunity. I encourage you to check that out as well. But here's where it gets really interesting. With all the success that they have had thus far, now they have partnered with NASA. Their Icon has partnered with NASA on something called Project Olympus. They received a $57 million NASA contract to explore 3D printed infrastructure on the moon. They're developing methods to build habitats using moon dust, which will be in ample supply on the moon. And they've already launched materials into suborbital test space for testing, which is incredible. Icon didn't start as a space company, but they've executed so well on Earth that they've earned a shot at the stars, which is impressive. Now, why should Icon be a standard? Now, let's be clear. I'm not here to say that 3D printing should replace all construction. And we're not yet crowning Icon as the one true path forward. But it's the mindset that they represent. That should be the standard. It's a builder's mindset. They try, they ship, they iterate, and then they solve on what didn't work. They didn't ask for permission either. They just built a blueprint, one that other startups and cities and even nations can learn from. They started with a small but urgent problem. They used technology to do it faster, cheaper, better. They partnered with a trusted player for validity, and then they scaled deliberately. We've started in Texas. They've started in Texas. We're seeing projects all over the United States starting to sprout up. And the important part is that they're executing. Not once, not twice, but three times across housing, across public service, and now the stars. And execution again is everything. That's not just a theme of this episode, it's going to be a theme of this show. What companies are executing? What problems are they solving? We don't need more ideas. We need people like Icon that are willing to put those ideas into concrete. Icon is an incredible company. I can't speak higher of their praises. When I decided to start building Breck to the future, it was the first company that I had in mind, that I wanted to learn about, that I wanted to talk about, and make sure that we highlighted. It's naturally why I picked Icon as the company to kick off one of the formats here on Breck to the Future, our builder spotlights. These are going to be episodes that are focused on companies that are solving real world problems in bold ways. We want to highlight them, we want to talk about them, and if you didn't know about them, you learned a little bit more. And we want to make sure that you have that opportunity. But next week, we're also going to introduce a second track on this show. We are calling this Signal Inquiries. Each signal inquiry is going to begin with a topic. It's going to be something that feels important, but it's under-examined. It could be a system under strain. It could be a misaligned incentive. It could be a tension or a topic that I just can't shake. And from there, we're going to dig in. And we'll explain that more on the next week episode. But for now, we're starting with a phrase that I came across on a tweet by Icon's Jason Ballard. And he was talking about civilizational drags. The tweet in question was calling out what he perceived as three civilization drags: housing, food, and water. Clearly, he's tackling the housing and he's doing a hell of a job with it. But that line stuck with me in the tweet because then he also asked, what else are civilization drags that we can address here, right? And it planted a seed. What are those quiet forces that are slowing things down? Even when we know what needs to be done, what isn't moving fast enough? And that's the shape that Signal Inquiries is going to take. We're going to name the topic, we're going to explore the context, and then we're going to ask, what can it teach us about the world that we're building? I'm very excited for next week's episode. It's going to start same as this one on Friday. Please stay tuned. So, if anyone at Icon hears this, keep going. Jason Ballard, if you come across this, thank you for showing us what real world building looks like. Excited to see what you do in the future. We'll definitely be paying attention. Would love to talk sometime. Again, very happy to be here. Looking forward to more episodes with you guys. This has been Breck to the Future. Thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you next week. Take care.